Welcome, fellow adventurer. It's Dreama.
And Philip. And if you like adventure mixed with everyday life and the struggles of everyday life, you've come to the right place. What we're going to do today is we're going to take you around our house, much to the cringe of my wife, as is, okay? With no cleaning up. We're in the process of trying to figure out a number of things about what we're going to keep and what we're going to get rid of. And so we want to show you all of that. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you the garage. We're going to show you a little bit of the outside, then we'll go inside. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so this is the garage. It's a 3-car garage. It is actually much deeper than normal. And one of the bays is taken up with a bunch of junk, boxes, projects, tools, and then the other bays mostly have our vehicles, but we also have a bunch of stuff around the edges. Most of this stuff is, like camping equipment that we'll take with us, bicycles that we'll take with us, but then there's a bunch of household things that we're not going to need. I'm sure I'm going to have to take some tools with me, but not the woodworking tools unless I intend to do some uh, projects on the road. If that's the case, where they need handyman work, then you generally have to have some of your own tools. So let's talk a little bit about. All right, let's talk a little bit about the outside of the house. One of the things that we need to do is we need to make it a little more presentable from the road. I have some timbers out here that I'm going to be getting up and doing a little better landscaping there. Going to work on the front steps a little bit. And one thing that we've got to do is, of course, pressure wash. And our deck is actually in really good condition, but we do have a few problems and going to have to get some wood to replace some of those. We'll probably end up putting some sort of coating on it to help protect it. Might even do a rich stain or something like that after we pressure wash it. So, ready to go inside?
Sure. Go. Okay, so this is right inside our front door. This is our dining room slash I work in here. We do school stuff here. It is a mess at the moment, but just been doing a lot of stuff over the weekend. And then we have some Barbie stuff that we're in the process of selling. I think we have a buyer for that. So we've just been pulling stuff out of the kids' rooms to either donate or sell. Um, and then we're going to, of course, have to paint everything. And then all this furniture is going to have to go. A lot of kitchen stuff we're going to have to downsize. And one thing I'm looking most forward to living on the road is not having mail come to us every day and it all be electronic, which will be amazing for cutting down on clutter, which I hate. This bar continually stays cluttered. I don't know why. It just seems to attract papers and stuff. Let's see.
So one of the things you can see here is we've got a really, really large kitchen, and it is definitely a cook's kitchen. We will be going to something much smaller, so we've got to figure out what we're going to keep and what we're going to get rid of. Of course, we're going to need a few plates, but we don't need to have 20 plates. We're going to need a few bowls. We need some stuff to measure with, some cooking utensils. So we're going through and we're starting to look at each of the drawers and things as to what will make sense for us to keep. Whatever we're going to be traveling in, of course, we'll have a microwave. It'll have an oven, but we've heard that a number of people have gotten rid of the oven and they've kept the toaster oven. Now we've got a pretty nice toaster oven, and we use that a lot, so we might opt for that as well. Let's see. Oh, one thing, let me take everybody to my office. which is office slash our son's clutter room as well. He's got a YouTube channel where he does all of his streaming and stuff from here. We are looking at what we're going to keep, and keeping in mind we need to cut down on the number of computers that we have and keep it to something simple. We'll probably keep the printer. That TV won't go with us. It's too big and too bulky. We've got a lot of craft stuff in here, so we'll be taking some of that with us. So we're going to have to just kind of boil it down and figure out how we're going to store it and make it easily accessible. And there's a bunch of things that we don't need, like a pile of clipboards and let's see,
The
desk and some of the stuff on the desk. I've already gotten rid of, I've got a RAID there that we're not using anymore, so I'm going to be selling that. And he's working on cutting down on some of his card collection, so we won't have that much stuff there.
So this is our bedroom, and it is nice and big and is got plenty of space. And of course we're going to have to boil down our clothes. Boil them. That sounds really funny. So we've got this big closet, and of course way more clothes than we could possibly ever take with us. And so we'll have to get rid of a lot of those, which I am fine with. As long as I have clothes that I feel good and look good in and that serve the need, I'm good with that.
And actually, to tell the truth, I only use maybe half of the clothes that I have.
Yeah.
Probably more like a third of them, because you're always grabbing the same thing.
Yeah.
At least as a guy, I am.
Yeah.
So.
And then of course we won't need this furniture or anything anymore. And then we use a lot of Norwex cloths and stuff, and so a lot of like the towels and things that we have we won't need anymore, which is in our master bath. And yeah, so we don't really have a ton of really nice furniture or anything. So of course our bed we're gonna need to get rid of, and we've had the bed forever anyway. So.
Okay, now the kids' rooms. Let's see what we
the
got.
The kids' rooms are kind of scary. So this is Colton's room, and I just honestly give up in here because it's always just a mess. And I think if he had less stuff, then it would be far easier for him to take care of. It's constantly a struggle. And that's one thing that I'm really looking forward to, is not having so much stuff. It just, I think, gets to be overwhelming for all of us. And, you don't need all that stuff. So this is Kaylee's room, and her room is not quite as bad, but of course her bed's not made, and sometimes she does make it. But she has a ton of stuff too, and this is actually way better.
This is after getting rid of a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah, and so some of the furniture in here was like my grandmother's and Philip's grandmother's. So we will probably keep that just for sentimental sake. That'll go into storage. But yeah, she's got these two big closets that we're going to have to definitely get rid of a lot of stuff in there.
So one of the things that we're doing is we're starting to look at things from the aspect of something that you're going to keep with you on a daily or weekly basis.
Yeah.
Stuff that you can't get rid of or don't want to get rid of. Photos, paintings, things that you're not going to carry with you, but you want to keep. That will go in storage. Stuff that you want to sell. You can see that we're doing Barbies and some other things. And then stuff that we'll donate and that stuff that has no value to you at all, but may have value to someone else.
Yeah.
So let's go down to one of the more scary places in the house, the basement.
The basement, yes. So this is the basement, and we have cleared out a lot down here. We just had a yard sale. If you saw our blog, yeah, like 3 weeks ago, I think. We had our first yard sale, and we have plenty of stuff to do more. But it's getting there. It's nice to not see so much stuff down here, and so this is half of our basement, and then the other half is actually my office that I work from, and we can go in there. So this is where I do my massage. See my massage clients, and so I'm still trying to work that out of how I can do massage on the road, but the license issues is going to be something I'm going to have to figure out. But anyway, so we'll have some furniture that we'll have to get rid of down here, like end table and chairs and cabinets and stuff. And then in here is some other things. I always keep a table set up for my Norwex business, and then I've been to Kenya a couple times, and so I sell some items for them, and to support an orphanage over there. And so I would really love to unload all of this, so I can send them the money instead of having to pass it off to someone else to handle. But this is my office, and of course we'll have get rid of the couches and
this is the nicer furniture that we have.
Yeah. So anyway, this is pretty much our house. And as you can see, we have a ton of stuff that we need to get rid of. But we are excited about what is to come. And we appreciate you following us on our journey. And my hope is that we can inspire other people to do the same. If you've ever thought about wanting to travel or do something different than what you're currently doing, I would say take the steps to make it happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we hold on to, a lot of material items that we don't really need to keep. And so, just take a good hard look at what you're keeping, and get rid of the stuff that you don't really need. And we're finding a bunch of stuff that we don't really need.
Yeah.
And we hope you'll find some stuff that you don't need too.
Yep. So thank you all so much, and we will have another video out soon. And until then, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also the little bell to get the notifications as to when our next video comes. And we will talk to you then.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.